Greetings. Wonderful, 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 wonderful deep divers. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, we are here. I hope your day is going good. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. So many wonderful deep divers. We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. I know you can hear me loud and clear. Testing, testing. Check 1, check 2. We got a whole lot to talk about. Like I say, we got to start the show off with gratitude. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that super chat. Because you're in for a great show, a big show. And we got a whole lot to talk about. Once again, hit that like button. Hit that super chat. Let's start off the show right with gratitude, because gratitude always wins. This is not my show. It's your show. It's the people's show. I want to hear from you. I want to read your comments. You've probably got something you want to tell me. I want to hear it. So, like I say, hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that super chat. Let's get this show off the ground. Let's get it started. Deep divers. I always go 80s, right? We haven't even started the show yet. But this is the new 80s song, right? So let me know if you rock with it, right? Because I'm kind of 80s. I told you we're in the 80s, baby. Let's go.
Turn it on. Turn it up.
Oh yeah, deep divers, how you feeling that? I didn't even play the beginning of the song. Kind of started it midway. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers you are. Appreciated once again. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Let me shout out to everyone who's eating to live. Go and check out the new book, Deep Divers, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/the book, The Bible of Becoming Your Greatest Version. Also, the Good Ass Piranha shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes, spreadshirt.com if you're in America. You're a sexy ass model with a whole lot of heart. You want to model the clothing? Well, go and buy some. So, deep divers, without further ado, let's start this show. So, the Queen is gone. Huge energy shifts and the coming winter surprise. So why am I making this video? Because a lot is happening. A lot of people can feel the shift. A lot of people can feel the energy of the planet. It's different. A lot is happening. Time is speeding up. I told you, the moment you wake up, it's time to go back to bed, right? Where did the time go, deep divers? Where did the time go? And right now, we got to remind ourselves every single day to focus on ourselves. So I was actually in the supermarket and I heard some people saying, oh, the Queen has passed away. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Because as soon as I wake up, I'm not really checking the news. As soon as I wake up, I'm kind of, whoa, breathing in that good ass piranha baby. But it kind of made me realize that, oh my gosh, something big has happened, because there's a whole symbolism of what the Queen represents and who the Queen is and where the planet is heading. So this is big news. It's not something just to say, oh, who cares? It's something that's going to change a lot that's happening on the planet. But we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into all of it. But once again, like I said, deep divers, I hope you're taking care of yourself. So this guy was like, oh, I heard it in a group chat. And at that time, it probably hadn't been confirmed yet. And then as soon as I come out of the supermarket, it's confirmed. Queen Elizabeth II passes away, age 96. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? So we got to remind ourselves that a queen on a chessboard is very important. In fact, the Queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. This is the reason why when we talk of the symbolism of what a queen represents, the Queen of England, this is not about if you think you like her or you don't like her. It's about the symbolism of it. And the symbolism of a queen, you have to ask yourself that people have grown up with her. They've seen her from childhood, and she's been around for a long time. And that's why when a queen passes away, you're going to feel it. You're going to say, oh my gosh, something has happened, because something has happened. I'm going to dive deep into where the monarchy comes from, the royal family, why you have kings and queens. Like I always say, deep divers, you better remind yourself that you are the queen, ladies, fellas, you are the king. Okay? You got to remind yourself you are the king, you are the queen. Living in this matrix, shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Everybody who's here. So when I heard the news, like I said, Queen Elizabeth II passed away, I was shocked because I'm like, oh my gosh, I know she's old, but it's still a shock. Because it's someone who a lot of people feel is like immortal, right? You often think that people in the royal family don't die. They just live forever. But now it's like a reality check. And like I told you, deep divers, a lot of crazy shit is happening all around the planet. There are a lot of deaths happening, a lot of people passing away, a lot of people dying, a lot of people are experiencing these huge shifts. Now, what is the significance of Queen Elizabeth II passing away? We've got to remind ourselves that I want to take you down memory lane. Okay, so let's go down memory lane, and let's remind ourselves how this thing all started. Deep divers, how you feeling? How you feeling today? Make sure you smash that like button, deep divers. Make sure you hit that super chat. And by the way, I want to read your comments. Let me know how you feel about the situation. And like I say, you go back to ancient Egypt, ancient Kemet, Sumeria, thousands of years ago. Human beings were very innocent. And there were a lot of human beings who were very innocent. And a lot of these human beings lived a very simple life in their community, in their village, and they just got on with life. As time passed, these human beings were visited, some people might say by extraterrestrials, let's just say by advanced beings. Some people call them the Anunnaki, all kind of things. But let's just say they had a higher intelligence than the people on the planet at the time. Now, these people, or these beings, said, okay, we want to control humanity. We want to control these humans. But you see, we can't do it because we've got other things to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose people who are in charge of the human family. So this is the birth of monarchy, the royal family, and they made a pact with other beings from other dimensions. And this pact was, all you have to do is create a family and rule over the community, the village, the kingdom, right? And we will always make sure you are in power. We will always make sure the bloodline is wealthy. And this is how the royal family started. This is how the origins of the royal family started. So as time went on, a lot of the people, they were excited. They had someone that they could worship, someone they could look up to. It was almost an example of what it meant to be a human. And as time went on, these families just weren't in one country. They spread all around the world, but they were all connected. And that's why all royal families all around the world are connected. And they all know what I'm talking about. And this is the reason why you can go to England, you have a queen. You go to Africa, you got kings and queens. You go to all over Europe, you got kings and queens. But all royal families all over the world are aware of the story of how they got there. So a lot of people don't often ask themselves, where did these people come from to rule over billions of people? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Where did this king come from? Where did this queen come from? Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth living. If you don't examine life, it's not worth living. You have to be a critical thinker to say, wait a minute, how did these people get in power to begin with? How does someone have a crown on their head to rule over billions of people? Not just one country, the whole Commonwealth, the whole globe, right? The Queen was the most powerful person on the planet in the Matrix. So you have to ask yourself, how do you get this kind of power? Shout out to everyone who's here, Deep Divers. You know, we're live streaming. We got the whole setup going real good, Deep Divers. We got the whole setup going real good. And I want to read all of your comments. I want to read all of your messages. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. And like I say, I want to read every single comment. Ali Berry, you are appreciated. You look great, Ralph. I dig the light. Sending you the good vibes. Thank you. Hey, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. And like I say, Deep Divers, if you made it here, congratulations. If you made it here, Deep Divers, I want to say shout out to you. Okay, so
what's happening on the planet, Deep Divers? So much is happening. Let's start. Oh my gosh. Little humor for you, Deep Divers.
Okay, Deep Divers, little humor for you. So, like I said, I want to read all of your comments. I want to read all of your messages, because as I go on and talk about this topic, I want you to also say, Ralph, hey, check out this. So, the unexamined life is not worth living. A lot of people don't question to say, wait a minute, why is the world like this? How come certain people hold this kind of power over all of humanity? How come they hold all of this power over all of humanity? How come they are in these positions of power? Who gave them the crown? And how are they able to rule over billions of people? You see, this is critical thinking 101. It's not a matter of, do I like this person or don't I like this person? You have to ask yourself, how do you get that kind of power? Right? That's the first question you should ask yourself. How do you get that kind of power? How do you get that kind of power? And like I say, going back to the story of how once upon a time, there were families who were chosen by other entities to rule over humanity. And as time went on, they became the most powerful families on the planet. So when I was in the supermarket, I came out and they said the Queen's passed away. I was shocked. I'm like, oh my gosh, something is about to happen. Because you see, anytime someone like that passes away, there's going to be a storm after. Already you can feel the energy shifts happening. Storms are brewing, because it's the turning of a tide. It's something the end of a chapter. That's symbolic of a whole new world order getting ready to take place. We got to remind ourselves that every single day, see yourself as royalty, see yourself as nobility, see yourself as a king, see yourself as a queen. On infinite waters, it's only good energy. And we know we got to keep the frequency high, the vibration high. That's what it's always about. But at the same time, we have to internalize our power and not externalize our power. Celebrities, royals, people who are very popular in this matrix, when something happens to them, it affects us. Why does it affect us? Because we have grown up with these people. Sometimes they are part of our lives. But as well, it is because many people are not internalizing their power. And this is the reason why we have to start doing that. We have to start internalizing our power to say, wait a minute. We have to realize that we are worthy. Many human beings have placed people on a pedestal. And this is the reason why the world is in the state it's in. False idols. False idols. And that's why I say, you should be going on the journey within. You should be being a sovereign nation within yourself. Being free within yourself, not externalizing your power. This is how you free yourself from the matrix. They gave you your gods to worship. They gave you people to rule over you, and you happily accepted it. It's a time to wake up. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit that super chat. Smash that like button. Hit that super chat. And like I say, deep divers, we got a whole lot to talk about. I haven't even started yet. I'm just running it down. Quantum Dynamic 8, you are appreciated. Hey, Soul Fam, thank you for being my family. Royalty codes. Loving the topic. Exactly. How do we get there too? Thank you. Wait a minute. Can we Okay, that was a powerful message, because exactly, how do we get there too? We're all the first billionaires too of our family. Infinite Royalty, Soul Line, thank you for everything, Ralph. Love you. Sending magic. Exactly. That's a great message. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Make sure you smash the like button, share the video, hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. Give thanks. So, like I say, when a queen bee dies, what happens? When a queen bee dies, what happens? The rest find it hard to go on. So we don't want to underestimate the power of a queen, because we know the queen in this matrix is extremely powerful and has influenced people, inspired some people. Some people don't like the queen. Whatever you want to feel is up to you. All I'm asking you to do is see the bigger picture. remind yourself that you should be player one of your own movie. You know, I've traveled all over the world, deep divers. And funny thing, peculiar thing about human beings is that human beings love separation. Human beings love division. But what if we're all the same? Can you imagine a world, deep divers, where there is no social hierarchy? Everybody is the same. Well, you see, that's the truth of everything. Everybody bleeds red, and nobody is getting out of here alive. You see, like I told you, what happened is that when someone passes away, it reminds you of your own mortality. It reminds you that it doesn't matter how much money you have, the car you drive, the house you live in. You could be a billionaire. Steve Jobs was. But he said, I don't want to be the richest man in the grave. This is a wake-up call to remind yourself life is short. In this human experience, you don't know when your time is up. Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you've got a new job, got a new house, the universe ultimately decides your fate. Maktub is an Arabic word which means it was written. And this is the reason why you must take this as an example. Take this as an example to really remind yourself to live your best life every single day. Live your best life every single day. And also remind yourself to celebrate people who are the real kings and the real queens. There are people, there are chosen ones, there are light workers who are doing the work. For me, I look at them like royalty. Right? So we got to remind ourselves that there are people you know. Could be your local hairdresser, your barber, someone who works at your local shop, and they always have a great energy. Why don't you start looking at them like a king or a queen? Truth is, we are all kings and queens when we sit on our own thrones and create our own reality. And this is what it's always about, right? Because we are the kings and we are the queens. Let me tell you this, deep divers. Nothing is what it seems. And the truth is stranger than the fiction. When you remind yourself that what you see on the surface is not what's going on underneath. And even everything you see on show in the Matrix is not actually what's going on. And that's why you must always take everything with a pinch of salt and remind yourself the story they show you is not the story that's actually happening. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you see. You're in the Matrix. And when you remind yourself of this, you should be saying, wait a minute, let me get my ass free. This is the most important thing right now. Making sure you are free. Making sure you are focusing on yourself. Making sure you're seeing yourself as a queen. Making sure you're putting yourself back on the throne. This is the secret. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that super chat. Give thanks. So the Queen's gone, huge energy shifts and the coming winter surprise. So let me talk about the huge energy shifts, right? So there have been so many So many huge energy shifts happening all around the world. Okay, I was in Greece. It's still summertime. I was in Greece in the summertime like 2 weeks ago, right? And Greece is amazing. I went to the island of Crete, right? And I went to some very remote places, right? So reason why Greece is such a powerful place is because it is the birthplace of civilization in Europe. When you go to Greece, you start to get these downloads. And that's what happened to me. I said, oh shit, I can see exactly what's going to happen in this matrix. It's like I met the Oracle of Delphi, deep divers. And when I was in Greece, I did that video. Time is speeding up, right? Time is speeding up. And a lot of people can feel that time is speeding up exponentially. Yes, we know time is an illusion, but in this matrix, time is speeding up, it's accelerating. In other words, when you look at TikTok, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, what makes that kind of sound, deep divers? I'm asking you that. What makes that kind of sound? Tick, tock, 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 tick, tock. What makes that kind of sound? So when you remind yourself, everything is hidden in plain sight, right? Everything is hidden in plain sight. The mere fact you have an app called TikTok, which is the clock, is showing you that time is running out. Time is increasing. It's speeding up. Things are speeding up. TikTok, quick, quick, dance, dance. That's why everything is fast food in the matrix. Quick video, 50-second, go viral. Island boys, be a overnight sensation and then fizzle out. Everything is about short attention span. TikTok, TikTok. This is a sign of the times that this matrix is over. And this is the reason why I told you we are at the door of the age of Aquarius. A huge energy shifts are happening. A lot of people don't see the world in the same way. A lot of people, they do not see life in the same way. A lot of people had a job, now they're thinking about leaving. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. You're truly appreciated. So this is what I'm talking about, deep divers. This is what I'm talking about. And that's why I always want you to remind yourself right now, you have to focus on yourself right now. You got to focus on yourself as much as possible. So tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. A lot of people are living in a virtual dream world. And it's this reason why a lot of people haven't a clue about what's coming. They're going to be in for a rude awakening. They're going to be in for a big surprise. The coming winter surprise. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Deep divers, like I said, shout out to everyone who's here. We got over 2,000 people in the building. We only started less than 30 minutes ago. And I haven't even started the show yet. Hit that super chat, deep divers, because like I say, gratitude always wins. I want everybody to hit that super chat and give thanks. Remind yourself the reason why I'm blessed, the reason why we got different lights is because of gratitude. Hit that super chat and give thanks. Hit that like button. And like I say, I want to read your messages. We're going to come back. Like I say, gratitude is the attitude. Gratitude is the attitude. Let's raise the frequency. Once again, hit that super chat. Give thanks, deep divers. Like I say, I don't do live streams a lot, but when I do, show appreciation. People passing away, why not give them their flowers right now? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. I said people passing away, and people are going to pass away tomorrow, the day after that. But you have to ask yourself, are you giving them their flowers today? That's the question, right? Because a lot of people, they don't have gratitude. Quiet one, you are appreciated. Thank you for the years of guidance, reminders, wisdom, and support out here. That's what I remind you of, deep divers. Gratitude. I'm so thankful to my mentor for guiding me. And every day, that's why I always say thank you to my mentor, because gratitude is what's got me here. Like I say, give people their flowers while they're alive. Don't wait until, oh my gosh, they passed away, let me give them some flowers. No, give them their flowers right now. Show them their appreciation. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. Make sure you give them their flowers. Your friends, make sure you appreciate them, because don't wait until they've passed away and say, hey, let's raise some money on the GoFundMe. Why not give them it right now, right? So like I say, give thanks, deep divers. Hit that super chat. I want everybody to hit that super chat. Leave a comment. We're going to dive into it. Let me know, deep divers. Let's go 80s. Wait a minute.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I'm so happy. It's a choice. The whole world is just beginning. We already won. It's about us all. So many beautiful deep divers here. Feels so good to be baby. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Shout out to everyone who's here. Gratitude alert. And a lot is happening, deep divers. A lot is happening. So these huge energy shifts happening all around the world, like I say, is happening, is coming, and a lot of people can feel it. A lot of people are now realizing things will not be the same. How you feeling today, deep dives? So, like I say, one of the most important things to do right now is to really focus on yourself. One of the most important things to do right now is to really remind yourself every single day that the time you have here, you want to be utilizing your time wisely. You want to be on your job. You want to be on your mission. You want to be in your sole purpose. Because we are in the quickening. We are in the great acceleration of everything. Things are speeding up. Like I said, don't get lost in the sauce, deep divers. Don't get lost in the sauce. A lot of people are going to get lost in the sauce. A lot of people are going to get lost in the waves. The ocean is going to sweep them away. Like I say, you better learn how to swim. You better learn how to swim. You better learn how to navigate through these infinite waters. That's why it's infinite waters. I can't drown, deep divers. So a lot of people, anytime you have a quickening, anytime that time is speeding up, what happens? People make a lot of mistakes, a lot of rushing around. And this is why you got to become very mindful of these energy shifts that's happening. You don't want to be rushing around. You don't want to be out of tune with who you really are. You don't want to be not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You see, like the ancients knew, no one ever really dies. That's what nerd means, right? Nerd is an acronym. Nobody ever really dies. Energy can only be transferred. But this is why when we talk of royal families, when we talk of monarchies, the reason why the bloodline is so important is because they know what a lot of people don't know. They know that they're going to come back, and they want to come back through the bloodlines. This is the reason why everything is about the bloodlines. It's all about, okay, I can't marry this person. I can't have a child with this person because they aren't from that bloodline. Because they know that if they want to keep their power, they got to make sure they're with other powerful people. So when their children are born, they can marry amongst other powerful people. And this is how they keep the bloodline going. So when you remind yourself that no one's leaving anywhere, you're going to come back reincarnated. But like the great Marcus Aurelius said, what we do now echoes on into eternity. What we do now echoes on into eternity. So you have to ask yourself, the life I'm living right now, am I happy? Am I proud of the life I'm living? Am I living my best life? Is it helping me grow as a human being? Because like I say, there is no such thing as the end. It's a never-ending universe. And this is the reason why many people have said, okay, all of these people, all of these families are in power, but they've been in power for thousands of years. Because like I said in the beginning of the show, it goes back to ancient Kemet, ancient Sumeria. When you read books like the Enuma Elish, the Dead Sea Scrolls, all of these ancient texts, the Kabbalion, the Emerald Tablets, they talk of this. And they talk of people making pacts with entities for power and dominion of others. But you don't hear me though. So you got to remind yourself right now you want to be free. Because if you are not free, someone's going to be ruling over you. When in actuality, you should be ruling over yourself. You should be ruling over yourself. So we can even go into the X-Files. Shall I dive into the X-Files, deep divers? Shall I dive into the X-Files? We could do that. We can dive into the X-Files, but like I say, it's all about where you want to take the show. This is not my show. This is the people's show. Make sure you hit that like button, deep divers. Hit that like button. Share the link. Hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. And share this video. Give thanks. So when you remind yourself every single day that it goes deep, it goes very deep. Everything is about the numbers. Why do I always say 33? Do you want me to go to the X-Files? So it's all about the numbers. It's all about the numbers. And the reason why I say that I'm aware of the numbers. I'm aware of the numbers all the time because I was born on 33. That's March 3rd. That's 33. So as a child, I would say, okay, what is it about this number 33? I would just keep seeing it. I started to dive into the occult, which is the hidden. Started to realize that there's something called a 33-degree Mason. Walt Disney was part of the 33 Club. 33 is the master teacher. Jesus died at age 33, which was a metaphor for Christ consciousness, the Kundalini energy rising up. So I said, oh my gosh, it's all about the numbers. The time you were born is everything. The day you were born, the month you were born, shapes who you are right now. You weren't born by accident. You weren't born on that day by accident. You were born at that time for a reason, because the numbers don't lie. So when you remind yourself, it's all about the numbers. And this is how you start to empower yourself to realize that everything around you is happening for a reason. There are no accidents or coincidences in this universe. Everything is happening for a reason. So me being born on March 3rd, I said, okay, I realize I'm the master teacher. El Mendoza, you are appreciated. Thank you. I realize I'm the master teacher. Not because I wanted to be the master teacher. I'm a Pisces. I'm kind of reserved, deep divers. I'm kind of reserved, right? I'm kind of introvert. But I could no longer hide. I could no longer pretend. I was called up to take this position, to give a message to the people. I realized I was the chosen one. I tried to hide. I tried to run away from my duty for a long time. And the deal was, you see, if I had taken another path, I wouldn't be here today. Growing up, I was around a lot of distractions. People who wanted to take me away from what I was here to do. But that 33 was calling me. That 33 was ringing the doorbell like, hey, Ralph, you got a job to do. And ever since I realized, okay, this is what I'm here to do, I've always been protected. You got to ask yourself, how come Ralph Smart has been here for all these years, so consistent, doing a little samba, baby? How come? Because once again, I had to pay attention to my numbers. I had to pay attention to my purpose. In other words, listen closely. I had to pay attention to my bloodline. So this whole theme of bloodlines is very important. What if I told you you are the descendant of a king or of a queen? How would you start acting? Would you start acting differently? Would you carry yourself differently? Would you see yourself differently? The reason why a lot of people walk around with low self-esteem is because they think they are a nobody. But you have to start realizing you're cut from a royal cloth. You have to start realizing you have tremendous power. The truth about royalty is that anybody can be a king or a queen. All they have to do is put themselves on the throne and do the work. Slow motion this side. All you have to do to be a king or a queen is put yourself on the throne and do the work. A lot of people saying, I'm a queen. I'm a king. But you ain't done the work to be a king or a queen. You got to do the work. And the work is not always pleasant. So remind yourself, this theme about being a queen, being a king, it's about inspiring people. It's about influencing people. It's about showing people you can go to the next level. That's what a queen is. That's what a king is. And you have to be that in your own life to say, wait a minute, it's time for me to step up my game. It's time for me to raise the bar. And that's what it's always about. Let me talk about this, deep divers, that a lot of people believe the royal family are reptilians. A lot of people believe that they are not human. And I always tell you that I'm somebody who has been down the rabbit hole. I'm somebody who's been down the rabbit hole. I'm somebody who's really seen a lot, and I'm still learning. And you got to remind yourself to question everything. I remember going to see David Icke in Wembley. This was a long time ago. And I actually did a whole video, talking to people who were there. We were all talking. And it was very, very eye-opening. When you remind yourself that a lot of people are only locked into this 5-sense reality, as David Icke says so brilliantly. But when you start to go beyond this 5-sense reality, the Gnostics talked about the Archons, these inorganic beings who manipulated human beings and stole their energy. You have to remind yourself everything is energy. And like I said in the beginning, believe nothing, question everything. Believe nothing, question everything. Not everyone you see is a human being. Not everyone you see is a human. There are many hybrids amongst us. There are many people who bred, like they talk about in the Bible even, the Nephilim, giants bred with the women of earth, and they had children. So when you remind yourself, not everyone is equal on this planet. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone's even from the same place. Not everyone's here for the same reason. So when you remind yourself of this, you start to open your eyes and say, oh my gosh, there's so much more going on than I know about. So like I told you, in ancient Egypt, you had pharaohs. But you see, the pharaoh who ruled over the kingdom, what did he have around his head, deep divers? That's the question. What did the pharaoh have around his head? What's it called? What did the Pharaoh have around his head? Hit that super chat, deep divers. 3,000 people in the building. Hit that super chat. Hit that like button. I want everybody to hit that like button. Hit that super chat. Give thanks. What did the Pharaoh have around his head? Uraeus, right? He had the serpent. Now, why did he have the serpent around his head? Why did he have the snake around his head? Why? You see, this is what I'm talking about. The serpent, what does it symbolize? The serpent symbolizes knowledge. The serpent symbolizes power. The serpent symbolizes royalty. And this is what I'm talking about. You see, the Pharaoh didn't really have power over the kingdom. We're going to talk about that. The Pharaoh didn't really have power over the kingdom. Who had power? That's the question. Who was really in charge? That's the question. The Pharaoh didn't have power. Who put the Pharaoh there? That's the question. See, these are the questions you want to ask yourself. Who put the Pharaoh there? Because whoever put the Pharaoh there has more power than the Pharaoh. Just like they say, whoever cut his check has more money than that person. So who put the Pharaoh there? You think the Pharaoh just woke up one day and became a Pharaoh? How did it come into existence that this person has dominion over millions of people, billions of people? So that's why I always say you got to dive deeper. Because the people you think are in power are not the ones in power. Some people are saying aliens, right? Some people are saying aliens. Some people are saying Arcturians. Some people, the priests. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The priesthood have the power. They had the power from the beginning. But you see, there's a saying, real G's move in silence, right? And the people who are pulling the strings in this matrix work behind the scenes. They work behind the curtains. They're never on display for the public to see. But they will give you people that you think are in charge. So the Pharaoh was put there by the priesthood. Tutankhamun, King Tut, was only 18 when he was assassinated. Who did that? If the priesthood say you're not going along with what we want, you're out of here. It's happened to famous presidents as well. JFK. What I'm really reminding you of, deep dives, is to remind yourself that there is a hidden hand in all areas of this matrix. And this hidden hand can only rule over you if you give it your power. Because like I always say, there's two sides of the spectrum. There are nefarious forces on the planet. There are also forces of great good. The universe is so equal. A lot of people forget how much good there is in the world. A lot of people forget about their spirit guides. a lot of people forget that they have angels walking amongst them, giving them a message every single day. So remind yourself, there's always two sides of the spectrum, two sides of the coin. Yes, you have beings on this planet who want to destroy the planet. You also have beings who are here to uplift the planet, spread light, love in the whole world. And they are just as powerful as the other force, even more powerful. So we must remind ourselves that there are so many people right now who are starting to remind themselves of this power. Love is the way forward for everything. If you're vibrating on that frequency, nothing could even touch you. Nothing could even touch you. Can't even come close. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. We got 3,000 people in the chat. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, share the video, hit that super chat, deep divers. Let's give thanks. Like I say, gratitude. You see, in this matrix, you praise people who give you nothing. And that's why I say, this just shows the state of the world. This is the reason why the world is the way it is, because you praise people who give you nothing. Everything changes when you say, wait a minute. Let me start supporting the people who are doing the work. Let me start supporting people who are bringing that message. I had to learn how to do that many, many years ago. For me, the real celebrities are the ones who are dropping that knowledge. The real celebrities are the ones who are speaking truth to power. These are the real celebrities. So remind yourself, deep divers, you become richer through giving, through gratitude, through humility, through reminding yourself, as you give, you receive tenfold. Like I told you, deep divers, I'm a 33, born on March 3rd at 3:03. And the reason why I've been here for all these years, is because I had to humble myself. I also had to give thanks. Rob Lapine, you are appreciated. Ralph Smart. I'm on my 15th day of my vegan challenge, and my body says, thank you, brother. Hey, I got a meal for you. Rob, I got a meal for you. I hope that's okay. We got an acai bowl, some kiwi, some strawberries, some walnuts. I'm getting kind of hungry. Let me remove that. Right? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Give thanks. Hit that super chat. Like the video. Hit the like button. You are appreciated. Stay free, beautiful being. Stay in love. Stay free. Absolutely. Kwayala, you are appreciated. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. So, like I say, Mikey, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. So, the Queen is gone. Huge energy shifts and the coming winter surprise. So, like I say, this is a big moment when the Queen passes away, because you see, symbolically speaking, the Queen is not just a regular human being. The queen is somebody who is inside of the minds of billions of people. So when you're living in the mind of someone, you almost become a part of them. And that's what the queen has done to the whole world. And that's why I said this passing, something big is about to happen. We're going to come to it. We got to remind ourselves, deep divers, don't get lost in the source. This is the time where you really want to be going within. It's a time where you really want to be focusing on yourself. Infinite Gap, you are appreciated. Gratitude, gratitude, raising the frequency. What do I mean by getting lost in the source? What do I mean by getting lost in the source? A lot of people, they get lost in the source. And how you really get lost in the source is by living a life that's not you. That's why I'm saying this, because if I had deviated from what I was supposed to do, there would be no infinite waters. I only had 3 chances. And I'm talking to you today, deep divers, because I know a lot of you who watch my videos are very awake, you're aware, but are you really living this life? That's the truth. That's the question. Are you really living a life of empowerment, awakening, being free, upliftment? Because that's where you want to be at. That's what you want to be on. Because this is how things are going to shift in your favor in an amazing way. And this is what I'm talking about, how to become the king, how to become the queen. You have to make sure you're playing your cards right. You have to make sure you're putting yourself in position of power, of freedom, of love, peace, and happiness. You have to carry yourself like you are from the royal cloth. You have to carry yourself like you are a somebody. You have to carry yourself like you are a big deal. Like I say, make a fuss over yourself, deep divers. Make a fuss over yourself, deep divers. You want me to say it again?
Make a fuss over yourself, deep divers.
You got to make a fuss over yourself. And that's what the royal family do. That's what royalty does. It makes a fuss of itself. And this is why when you treat yourself like a king or a queen, everybody else bows down. So what I'm trying to show you is that if you see yourself as someone who is just like a king or a queen, the whole universe will work in your favor. The whole universe says, oh my gosh, you're a queen. We got to bow down to you. You're a queen. We got to worship you. This is the law of the universe. All you got to do is say I'm a queen, say I'm a king, and then you are one. So we're going to keep it going, deep divers. So I've talked about the queen is gone, the huge energy shifts which are happening. Summer isn't over. And beginning of summer was very, very hot all over Europe, all over the world. Bushfires, wildfires. But it's going to cool down because there's a winter surprise on the way. And this winter surprise is going to happen in January. You heard it here first. And this winter surprise, I'm going to talk about it more. Like I always say, don't sleep. Because the moment you sleep, that's the moment when shit's about to hit the fan. Have you seen those things, deep divers? Like a guy puts his head inside of a crocodile. Have you seen that? They do this, right? Now, when the guy puts his head inside of the crocodile, he assumes that the crocodile is gone to sleep. Because that's what happens when the crocodile is kind of very relaxed. It can just open its mouth for a long time, like, What happens when it doesn't work out? What happens when the crocodile says, you know what, I'm not sleeping. You put your head in my mouth, it's going to get bitten off. Right? So you got to remind yourself to not put your head in crocodiles, deep divers, because the crocodile one day is going to close his mouth. Right? You don't want to fall asleep. You don't want to get carried away. Like I say, you don't want to get lost in the sauce. Right? And like I say, it's like bullfighting, right? People are like, hey, I'm going to take this bull for a ride. And then the bull just throws them up in the air. Right? And that's why I say, like, you don't want to get carried away out here. The coming winter surprise. So January. Over the last few years, something has happened every January, which has really rocked the state of the world. And it always happens in the wintertime. It always happens when it's freezing cold. Because like I say, they can't do it when the sun is out. Slow motion this side. I said they always do it in the wintertime. Because they can't do it when the sun is out. I said, deep divers, they can't do it when the sun is out. It's got to be cold. It's got to be freezing. You got to be in a bad mood, bad body language. This is the perfect time for the next event. I'm just giving you the heads up. Because like I told you, don't ask me how I know it's going to happen, but I've already seen it in a dream. And it's going to rock your world. And this is the reason why you don't want to let fear guide you. You want to let love guide you. At the same time, you want to remind yourself you are in the midst of spiritual warfare. It's not over. It's not over. Because there's a great battle happening. Only those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear know what I'm talking about. Only those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear know what I'm talking about. When you wake up from the matrix, everything seems strange. You start to realize, wait a minute, something just ain't right. Divine words of wisdom, you are appreciated. Gratitude, Ralph, we appreciate you. Unity consciousness, hey, you are appreciated. Susie, shout out to you, Susie. You are so appreciated. Shout out to everyone who's here, everyone who's diving deep. Once again, how you feeling today, deep divers? Raising the frequency. Oh, we got the whole setup, deep divers. We got the whole setup. We're official right now. So when you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, you can start to really realize that something big is about to happen. And like I say, everything is symbolic. When a queen is taken off the board, something is going to happen. You don't hear me though. When a queen is taken off the board, something is going to happen. I play chess, deep divers. So when a queen is taken off the board, that means something is going to happen. Because the queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard. When the queen is taken off the board, it leaves people vulnerable, right? If you're playing chess and your queen is gone, it means now you gotta really watch out. You gotta really watch out because the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. So that's why I say everything is symbolic. You're in a game of chess. The queen has just gone off the board. What are you going to do? You got to remind yourself. It's going to be a cold winter. You better get your gloves and your stockings. I told you about the energy crisis. Right? I told you about the energy crisis that's happening all over the world. Gas prices going up. It's not happening by accident. It's happening for a reason. And this is the reason why you want to pay attention to what's going on. human beings, the reason why a lot of these things are happening is because human beings were starting collectively to really become like the gods. And you see, not everyone wants that. Not everyone likes that. Because for you to rule, you have to have someone below you. What happened in 2019 was a lot of people were waking up. Do you remember deep divers in 2018, 2019? Let's go back to 2015. Even the internet was different. You could say whatever you want, no cancel culture. People were actually having a good time. But the frequency was increasing. It was going up. It was good. People were connecting. People were traveling. And the frequency reached a point where the humans were becoming God. They were becoming their godlike selves. Now, I told you, everything is symbolic. What happens when this happens? Tower of Babel. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. At the same time, this story is symbolic of what's happening right now. These people wanted to reach up to reach God, right? That's a symbolic metaphor for they were advancing so much, they were getting to the God level. We can't have that. They had to destroy the tower. And now you have people speaking different languages because they realize if people were coming together, if people were speaking one language, human beings will be way too powerful. Way too powerful. If people really knew who they were, people would be way too powerful. Way too powerful. So this is the reason why they had to divide human beings. They had to separate human beings because it's dangerous when a large number of people know who they are. This reached a pinnacle in 2019. And it reached a level where the inorganic one said, we got to do something about this. And you know what happened? They had to lower the frequency. But the good news is that we are in the season of the age of Aquarius. So there's only going to be more awakenings happening. There's only going to be more people waking up from the matrix. More people unplugging themselves like Neo. More people getting up from the sunken place. This is what's happening. So when you remind yourself that every time human beings were finally starting to really figure this thing out. You know, you figured it out, deep dives, but I'm talking about other billions of people because once again, that's what happens. The reality is the collective consensus. When enough people figure it out, it's over. You only need 1% of the population to change the reality. This is the reason why it's starting to change slowly, because we're reaching that 1%. Catherine Ackerman, you are appreciated. Love and gratitude, Ralph, my Pisces brother. You are very appreciated. Hey, you are appreciated. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. You are appreciated, right? So we're living in a world where they want to censor everything you say. Just like that, right? So there is a force on this planet. And this force, let me do the voice.
This force has been around for a long time. It wants your soul, and it wants your heart, and it wants your mind. It steals the hearts from little children, and it wants you to be its slave. You must break free from it, and free yourself, otherwise you will be doomed for eternity. Do you understand what I am trying to tell you? You must free yourself because you are in a great spiritual warfare.
Deep diver, shout out to everyone who's here. Little humor for you. So, like I said, you know, there is a great spiritual warfare happening. They want to turn you into a robot. They want to turn you into this, deep divers. I'm just saying, wake up now, deep divers, before it's too late. Get your ass out of the matrix, man. You want me to speak on a loud phone or what? Can't you see this whole thing is a big joke? Free your ass and get free, deep divers. Look, man. What on earth is it going to take for you to wake your punk ass up? Deep diver, shout out to everyone who's here. So, hit that like button. Hit that super chat, deep divers. Hit that like button, hit that super chat, little humor for you. So, so when you remind yourself that it's only ever taken 1% of the population to change everything, that's over 70 million people coming together in a guided meditation to set their intention, and the whole collective changes. And we are reaching that more and more. Shout out to everyone who's here. We are reaching that more and more. And continue to spread the love, continue to spread the light, continue to see yourself as a king, as a queen, because this is how you can shift the matrix. You see, like I told you, a lot of people are afraid. Fear is the lowest frequency. And this is how they controlled people throughout the centuries, through fear. They would burn witches on the stake. The witches they burnt on the stake were just women who had inquisitive minds, who were awake and aware. But you see, those witches have come back. When you remind yourself that we are in a tug of war, there's a tug of war happening. And that's why I told you, the only way to win a tug of war is to stop pulling. You don't have to play their game. You don't have to get caught up in the duality. You don't have to get caught up in fighting for a cause. All you have to do is detach. See, that's the most powerful thing you can do right now. I did it. And it was powerful. I said, okay, this is everything I've ever known. Everything I've ever known. I don't want to let it go. But one day, I said, you know what? It's time to unplug myself. And that's what I did. And when you really do that, when you really unplug yourself, you've won. And like I say, I've been to a lot of countries all around the world. And there are many, many people doing this right now. Millions of people who are starting to wake up. Creative mind of Bree, the one and only. You are appreciated. Much love. Thank you so much. You are appreciated. Always supporting Infinite Waters. You are appreciated. God bless you. You are appreciated. Thank you. I got love for every single deep divers. All the deep divers who are here, you are truly appreciated. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that super chat. Hit that like button. Hit that super chat. So, the coming winter storm, let me dive into it a bit more, deep divers. Okay, so with this coming winter storm, over the last few years, every January there's been a big surprise for you. You see, it's always at the start of the year, just when you're getting ready to celebrate. This is how they they have this juxtaposition where it's that two masks, right? The one is smiling, one is sad. This is how they play you in the Matrix. Just as when you're getting ready to celebrate, something bad happens. Just when you're excited it's the new year, they bring down the frequency. So you have to be aware of what's going to happen January 1st. Because there's going to be something which is really going to shake you out of your boots. And it's because, once again, due to the information age, information is traveling very fast. And this is the reason why Google, when you go on Google, a lot of things which were once there are no longer there. When you go on the internet, you're not even seeing everything there is. This is the reason why Telegram was created. But even Telegram is not private. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. But there are places on the dark web. There are places where it's a whole different internet. There are even places on the internet where you can actually say what you want without censorship. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Hit that like button, hit that super chat. So, Starseed Light, you are appreciated. Could you perhaps give some more information regarding what's going to happen in January? What event will happen? Much gratitude for your wisdom, brother. Hey, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. So let me tell you this, that Goddess Renee, you are appreciated. Gratitude for your guidance. Starseed Light, you are appreciated. One of the things, I'm going to be talking about it more, but one of the things I can tell you is that it's going to be something a lot of people haven't seen before. The first thing that happened was just an experiment, just a trial run. But you have to remind yourself that that's not even over. That thing isn't even over. And this is how they get you. It's one thing after another. So you're getting a left hook, a right jab, a left jab, hit upside the head. So you don't even have time to recover from what's just happened. And this is why you want to remind yourself that anytime where it's very quiet, I spoke about it, the calm before the storm. Like right now on the news, there's not really a lot of talk of much going on, right? Apart from what's happened today, but there's not really a lot of talk about something getting ready to happen, or everything is just kind of, oh, whatever. But this is once again the time of year we're in. As the months progress, as it gets colder, situations will change. And you have to remind yourself right now to surround yourself with good energy, good people, and you don't want to become so addicted to everything in this matrix, right? A lot of people are so addicted. They're so addicted, And this is how you get trapped. You see, the rat is addicted to the cheese. That's why it gets captured. That's a slow motion. Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. I said the rat is addicted to the cheese. That's why it gets captured. I said the rat is addicted to the cheese, and that's why it gets captured. And this is the reason why you don't want to fall for the okie doke. You want to remind yourself not just to chase the cheese, chase the check, because that's all part of the trap. That's how they trap you in the matrix. You see, like I've spoken about the existential crisis. When you remind yourself that when you slow things down, everything is a very, very zen, right? The Tao, the way, everything is very zen. But in this world, you don't even have 5 minutes to yourself. A lot of people don't even have time to brush their damn teeth. Because as soon as you wake up, you got to run. You got to rush. Got to be here. Got to be there. No time for yourself. And this is the making of a perfect slave. You don't want to be a slave to your lower emotions. You don't want to be a slave to rushing around. I got to do this, because once again, the rat that gets the cheese is the rat that gets captured. The rat who said, you know what? It's not even worth it, That's the rat that gets to live to see another day. So sometimes not everything that glitters is gold. I told you. I'm somebody who's kind of, I'm still young. I started when I was young. And I kind of was like a rock star out here, deep divers. You know that. I was living the rock star life, like really feeling on top of the world. I still am. But I had to remind myself, don't get lost in the sauce. Because a lot of people lose themselves. I was like, 2013, peace, infinite waters. But it's because I had to humble myself. That's why I'm still here. But a lot of people, they get a bit of fame, bit of money. It can change them. It can destroy them. And that's what you don't want it to do to you. So you got to remind yourself that spend time to have that me time. Spend time to go to the forest, go for a walk, because this is how you keep your frequency high. It's really not what it's cracked up to be. I'm old school, deep divers. I'm old school. So a lot of the things they're showing you aren't really what it's cracked up to be. You see, how this matrix scams a lot of people is that everything you're working for has no value. What do I mean by that? Everything you're working for has no value. What do I mean by that? So you get a job, you make some money, that's cool. Let's say you buy a car. The moment you take the car out of the dealership, it's lost half of its value. You buy an iPhone, you've spent all of your hard-earned savings on that iPhone. Guess what? New iPhone coming out. Your iPhone isn't even worth half the price. So everything you're buying, you got to sell it. You're not going to get any money for it. So it loses half of its value. There's no ROI, return on investment. So everything in this matrix, especially the technology, has no value whatsoever. This is another trick of the inorganic ones. So you can buy something. I know, because I buy tech, I buy cameras and stuff like this. You buy things, a year passes, that camera isn't even worth half of the price. So it's like a new one has come out, and a new phone has come out, and a new one has come out. So it's like you can never keep up. And you're like the rat on the wheel. You're going around saying, hey, I need this latest car. I need this latest phone. But what you don't realize is that next year, a whole nother model has come out. Your one is old news. And this is why people are rushing around, because they feel like what they have is not good enough because they need the new one. But the new one is the illusion, is the trap, because a year's time from now, there's going to be another new one. So you got to remind yourself to detach from just all of these things around us, because we're always being made to feel that we don't have enough. Deep divers, you have so much, so much. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Hit that like button, deep divers, share the video. Leave a comment of gratitude and appreciation. Let me tell you this, deep divers, a bit more about the coming winter storm. When you remind yourself that you want to make sure that you don't get caught in the storm like you did last time. You're lucky you made it to shore. But you want to be ahead of the storm. You want to be chasing the twister. Slow motion this side. I said you want to be chasing the twister. That's how comfortable you want to be. You want to be driving around in your car and say, oh, there's a twister. You want to be chasing the storm. Don't let the storm chase you. We got the superpowers. We are the heroes of our own story. And remind yourself that nothing that you are going through can hurt you without your permission. Nothing you're going through can bring you down without your permission. And everything is about the energy you give to it. Because there's two worlds that are happening, deep divers. There's this split happening, I told you, between 3D and 5D. If you're in the 3D, it's going to be ugly for you. The coming winter surprise is going to be terrible. But if you're in the 5D, you're going to be cool and chilling. Ain't going to be no winter surprise. There's only going to be, well, there is going to be a winter surprise. It's going to be a great surprise of beauty and more. But if you're in the matrix, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, because the house is on fire. And I've always been talking about this. The house is on fire, and the house of humanity has been on fire for a long time. When a house is on fire, you want to get out. Why are people trying to go back in? Why are people trying to go back in, deep divers? Why? Why are people trying to go back in? I have no idea. Right? So the house is on fire. And this is the reason why you want to get out of the house. You want to really get out of the house, and you really want to remind yourself that there's a better place. Because if you think this is all there is, I'm praying for you. If you think this is the peak of what we could all be, I'm sending you my condolences. Because we're so much more.
We are so much more, deep divers. And there's more to life. You know that. You know that.
You know that, deep divers, right? So, like I say, a lot of people right now are experiencing these energy shifts, and a lot of people know something is about to kick off. And it's better to be prepared than unaware. It's better to be prepared than looking like a goose, not knowing what you're here to do, right? So prepare. And helium magic, deep divers, always. So let's just remind ourselves, deep divers, that everything is so much of what we focus on. Everything is so much of what we focus on. And everything they're showing you is going to be ugly. But that's the trap. Don't give it power. Make sure you're focusing on the world that you wish to live in. And remind yourself there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, a lot of people, once again, Aaron Cash, you are appreciated. Love, appreciation, and value continue to inspire. Thank you for your message. Hey, you are appreciated. A lot of people think that whether it's the royal family, whether it's some other higher up, a lot of people feel that other people have more power than them. But when you really dive deeper, you realize that that's not true. You have just as much power, because I told you, there's not just this world, there's the world beyond. And this is only an airport. Planet Earth has only ever been an airport. You've gotten tricked into thinking that you're supposed to take stuff with you. So you spend all of your life trying to buy a house, buy a car, not realizing you have to leave it all behind. Because this is only an airport. At the airport, you don't say, okay, let me buy this, let me buy that, let me buy a house and settle down. You got to remind yourself that you got to get flight ready. You got to get flight ready. And that's why I told you, don't fall asleep. Don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get caught lacking. Don't get carried away. Remind yourself you are in the terminal. When you're in the terminal, you got to be focused on where you're going to. Not falling asleep. You're going to miss your flight. Right? So when I started to remind myself of this, I said, oh my gosh, this is an airport. And you have to make sure you're not someone who's just falling asleep, missing your flight every single day. You have to make sure that you're at the right place, the right destination where you need to be to grow, to prosper, to be in love, connect with your king, your queen. That's all you should be doing, focusing on getting to the right place where you need to be. A lot of people spend all of their life working in the airport, trying to afford a trip to get out. But eventually they stay in the airport for the rest of their lives. Some people don't even have money. They've managed to get on a plane. They're out of there. So remind yourself of that, deep diver. Shout out to everyone who's here. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this video. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this video. Hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. How you feeling today, deep divers? So many wonderful deep divers who are here. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. I want to read every single message. Let's talk about it. Let me check out this message. Shout out to everyone who's here. Sharice Richardson, you are appreciated. Exactly, and people are preparing, stacking up on food. Should we do that? You know, for me, I always say, what is more important than stacking up on food? What is more important than stacking up on food? That's the question for you, deep divers. What is more important?
What is more important than stacking up on food?
No fear. Eat the sun. Remind yourself that you don't have to worry about stacking up on food. The bigger question is learning to live without food. What do I mean by this? not starving yourself, but learning how to let go of these GMOs, these artificial foods, the fast foods. Because you got to remind yourself, deep divers, food is never going to run out. All you got to do is go to the forest. You can find some berries. You can find a whole lot of food if you just walk around, and it's free. But what you have to remind yourself of is that if you're so addicted to all of these fast foods, you're going to be banging on the window at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, give me my food. And that's what you got to remind yourself of. That a lot of people are addicted to all of these foods. What happens when they shut the supermarket? Withdrawal symptoms. People are going to turn into zombies out here. I want my cream donuts and all of these things. And that's why how you win the game is learning how to let go of certain foods. That's what I had to do. I had to let go. Now, whatever you want to eat is your choice. Go for it. But remind yourself that if you can live on little, you're more free than someone who needs a lot. And in these times, they're talking about food prices going up. You see, a lot of people don't know there's a whole food crisis happening on the planet. People don't know about it. One of the food crises goes like this. The topsoil that you need for the harvest, that you need for the fruits, the vegetables, is running out. A lot of people don't know about the topsoil. And this is the reason why the food hasn't been the same for a long time. Have you noticed the apples don't taste the same? The oranges don't taste the same? It's plasticky. The food don't taste the same because it's not the same food. The soil is different. And that's the thing that you see when you learn about agriculture, growing fruits and vegetables, everything is seasonal. Because of humanity's greed, they've tried to produce everything in mass. So what's happened is you have seedless grapes. Those aren't grapes. I don't know what the hell they are. But they're not grapes. No seeds. Have you noticed that you put an apple in a fruit bowl? You come back 3 weeks later and it's still the same. It doesn't even decay. That's not an apple. The food is plastic. And that's why you have to make sure that you get a plot of land, grow your own fruits and vegetables. I want to tell you this, deep divers, that we're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. Remind yourself in these times not to get so caught up in the news story. Focus on your story. Focus on yourself, because this is what is going to set you free more than anything else. That's why I told you today I was just out and about. So I just heard people saying, okay, the Queen has passed away. I'm like, okay, oh my gosh. But it's like, as soon as I wake up, I'm not just checking the news because I know what the news is full of. And you see, once upon a time, it was like that. News wasn't centralized because people were in their own universe, living their best life. Now, it's good to know about what's going on, but make sure it's inspiring you. Make sure it's uplifting you. Make sure it's helping you some way. just waking up to fear? Ain't nobody got time for that. Just waking up to bad news? Ain't nobody got time for that. And that's why I say, you have to be aware, because it all falls into these 4 categories. The inorganic ones control people through the 4 emotions. What are the 4 emotions? That's the question for you, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that super chat. Hit that super chat. The inorganic ones control people through these 4 emotions. So I want you to take a look at the news on any given Sunday. And you're going to find 4 emotions that it's going to bring up in you. So, what are these 4 emotions? What are the 4 emotions? What are the 4 emotions? Anger, four emotions. Fear, that's number 1. Number 2, grief, bad news. Now, people transition, that's fine. That can be a celebration. But that's all they show you. Fear, grief. What's the last 2? Doubt, hate. We can go on. It's even more than 4. Apathy. Apathy. You know, once upon a time, people used to trust each other. Can you believe that? Once upon a time, people used to trust each other. Can you believe that? Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. You are appreciated. Once upon a time, people used to trust each other. Once upon a time, children used to play in tree houses. Misty Waterfall, you are appreciated. Thank you so much. Hey, you are appreciated. I appreciate you. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. I want to say to everyone who's here, you are so appreciated. I love all of you. Hit that like button. Hit that super chat. Show Infinite Water some love. I'm showing you some love. Misty Waterfall, I love you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. You are appreciated. Special announcement, deep dives. So once upon a time, it was safe to go outside. Once upon a time, it was safe to leave your door open. Once upon a time, you didn't even need to lock the door. In some cultures, there was no prisons because nobody commit crime. But in this matrix, people are taught and conditioned that other people are a threat, are an enemy. And this is what the whole plan is about. You see, the truth is human beings are decent. Left to their own devices, without conditioning, people are generally good. They want to help each other. That's a natural human tendency. If you see someone in pain, you want to lend a hand. Hey, let me help you out. In fact, human beings do this to such an extent, which is the reason why they are a species which has lasted for so long and can have dominion over other species because of this quality. But that's slowly being erased, and the inorganic ones want to erase that completely. In other words, they want you to not hear the plight of your neighbor. They want you to believe human beings are evil, bad, stay away from them. 6 feet. Social distancing. They want you to believe that you can't trust human beings. You know, my car was stolen, deep dive, as I told you. But I realized that I don't say human beings are bad because that happened. But many people believe these things. And this is the reason why you fall into the trap. If you look at a human being as potential, everything can change. And this is the secret. Because you see, the people that run this matrix, they all stick together. People who run this matrix, they all work together. So I started this show off of how families got into power. And they got into power through the bloodlines, working together, sticking together, being on code. And this is why one family can rule the whole world. I don't think you just heard what I said. This is how one family, groups of family, can rule the whole world. So when you remind yourself of this every single day, it's about that. It's about you realizing that a few people can control billions of people. Not because they have a magic wand, not because they're reptiles, but because they're smart enough to know the laws of the universe. Unity is power. If you have a strong family, you are a powerful force. If you have a strong family, you are a powerful force. And that's why I tell you, make sure you're in a good relationship. No stress, no drama. Ain't nobody got time for that. Because when you have a family and it's tight, there's unity, you become 10 times more powerful, 100 times more powerful, 1,000 times more powerful. There's an agenda to destroy the family. Make men turn against women, women against men. They need you out of order like a slot machine. This is the reason why unity is what can free humanity from this artificial insanity. Deep divers, how you feeling today? Raising the frequency. So when you remind yourself, deep divers, that we spend so much time focusing on people who don't do anything for us, people we say are very important people. They have lots of money, lots of fame, but you've got to ask yourself, what are these people doing for you? That's the question. What are these people doing for you? How are they fighting for your cause? And this is how you can free yourself. Many people like I say, in the end times, there's going to be a lot of foolery, a lot of buffoonery. TikTok, life is a meme. It's a metaphor for the state of the world. TikTok is a metaphor for the state of the world. It's a big joke. This is the reason why the children gravitate towards it, because they know this whole thing is a big joke. I'm not going to take it seriously. That's what they're telling themselves. So if you look at the art of a civilization, it will be a reflection of the state of the civilization. So let's compare this TikTok generation to ancient Egypt, hieroglyphics, pyramids, which people still visit today. Right? So this is the difference, because I told you there's levels to this shit. And this is why we got to remind ourselves of what we've been, what we can be, and our true potential. So when you remind yourself that once upon a time, you had godlike power. Once upon a time, you were a master of what you were doing. You were learning the science. You weren't just relying for someone else. You weren't just relying on someone else to give you the science. You were doing it yourself. That's the difference. So when you look at ancient Egypt compared to where we are right now, humanity is devolved. It's gone down the ladder. Because Snakes and Ladders was a game created by people in the Indus Valley, showing you that you can rise, but you can also fall just as quickly. And humanity has gone down the ladder in Snakes and Ladders. It can climb back up. It's gone down the snake, right? It can climb back up the ladder. But to do that, it's going to have to wake up from the big dream. A lot of people are still in a big dream. They wouldn't know what hit them if you hit them with a 10-foot pole. Because a lot of people aren't ready to face the music. A lot of people aren't ready to do the work. A lot of people don't want to know about the other side. Those that do are empowered, living their best life is fantastic. But a lot of people still want PG-13. You're scaring me. I remember making a video just saying, hey, wake up. Someone said in the comments, you're scaring me. That's why I told you. A lot of people aren't ready. But some people are. And you that's listening, I'm sure you're ready. I'm sure you can handle it. I'm sure you're ready to go to the next level. But a lot of people, you start talking, they say, oh my gosh, let's change the subject. They're afraid to talk about the elephant in the room. This is the reason why they're enslaved. And that's what happens. When you're a slave, you don't want to get free. Because I'm not talking about physical slavery. I'm talking about mental slavery. That's the new form. And people become mind slaves when they don't want to hear anything. You see, it's going to catch up with people. You can run, but you can't hide forever. A lot of people are going to wake up from the dream. It's going to be what I call the hangover. You're going to be like, what? Who? That's what it's going to be like. You're going to wake up like you just bumped your head, like, what? And you're going to start to see things because you see it's inevitable. Everybody has to wake up to this. Everybody has to question their reality. Everybody has to know there's more than the life you're currently living. MTL, there's more to life. Not just your daily routine. That's not what you're here to do. You're here to do so much more than that. And you see, not everyone gets the opportunity to see it in this lifetime. Some people, shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button, share the video. Oh, we're having fun. Much love to everyone in the chat. You are so appreciated. How you liking the new setup, deep divers? We got angles here. Oh, we got angles here, deep divers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got angles here. We got some good angles here, deep divers. Much love to everyone who's here. So a lot of people are not ready to be woken up, because when you wake up, it's like the DJ stops the music. Huh? Time to go home. I don't want to go home. I still want to just dance and forget about everything. But one day the music is going to stop. You're going to have to sober up. And this is how you go to the next level. Because you were told that you don't have to know about anything. But you see, the people who run this matrix, they don't sleep. They don't sleep. They want to know everything. They want to be the Lord of the Rings. They want to always be in control of this matrix. And you have to be in control of your own life. Otherwise, you're going to get caught up out here. One of the things, deep divers, the coming winter surprise, which you want to really watch out for, is a lot of people, if you are just on your phone all the time, take a break. Because what happens when you get locked out of it? You're going to be stuck. Looking a little bit shaky, baby. And it's so easy now because a lot of people are hooked on the devices. The vices. That's a slow motion right there. And you have to free yourself from the vices, the devices. So, like I say, deep divers, it's a great time to be alive. A lot is happening. And this is a time where you really want to remind yourself that you don't want to fall asleep. Because a lot is happening, a lot is getting ready to take place. And once the queen is gone off the board, what happens in the game of chess? Because the queen, symbolically speaking, is the most powerful piece. Sometimes when the queen is off the board, the game is over. Sometimes when the queen is off the board, the game is over. Something is going to happen after the queen is off the board. So you got to remind yourself that you don't want to fall asleep. As well, you want to become your own king. You want to become your own queen. Become your own king, become your own queen. And if you are the queen, you're still here. Can you see what I'm talking about? If you are the queen, ladies, you're still here. If you are the king, fellas, you're still here. But you don't want to be externalizing your power to someone else. A lot of you have someone else who's a king, someone else who's a queen. Yes, there are kings and queens out here. I can see kings, I can see queens everywhere I go. But you have to also acknowledge you're also one yourself. You also want yourself, you got to carry yourself like that. You got to start knowing your worth, not acting small anymore. You know, one of the biggest things right now to remind yourself of is that there's nothing to be afraid of. No one's coming to get you. I'm always protected. You know, this is why a lot of people are in a bad way, because they're still afraid of the boogeyman. They're still afraid of someone coming to get them. And this is why you got to remind yourself to let go of that fear. Nothing to be afraid of. And you can only lose fear when you let go of everything you're afraid to lose. You can only lose fear when you let go of everything you're afraid to lose. And that's not easy, because a lot of people are afraid to lose everything. But this is the way of the master. This is the way of the supreme being. The one who realizes, I owe nothing. I owe nothing. Not even my body. It's on loan. Everything goes back to Gaia. Everything goes back to Gaia. Everything goes back to Gaia. When you remind yourself of this, you start to realize you are the child of the sun. You are the child of Mother Nature. You're not better than Mother Nature. You're the children of Mother Nature. So don't think that you're bigger than Mother Nature, because Mother Nature will humble your ass in a minute. Mother Nature will humble your ass in a second. Right? And this is the whole thing. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. Shout out to everyone who's here. So I had to learn this. That you really want to realize to tread lightly and to not hoard. I'm selling a lot of stuff. I said I sold everything because I knew what was coming. I sold everything and decided to go off the grid because I know what's coming. This is not the time to start investing heavily in material possessions, because all of that is going to disappear. All of that is going to fade away. Only the love in your heart will remain. So when you remind yourself of this, everything changes. You were taught that, hey, you need to make more, you need to have more, but that's everything that will keep you in a bigger prison. It happened to me. I was just buying stuff, having a whole lot of stuff I don't even use. And like I said, when you buy stuff in this matrix, it has no value. The moment you buy it, it loses half of its value. So then you have to work even harder to get something new. The next year after that, that same thing has lost its value too. So what are you investing in? Why are you investing in something that has no value? That's what I had to ask myself. I said, okay, I got to invest in something that's going to last. Collect moments, not things. Collect moments, not things. Collect moments, not things. And this is the reason why traveling is one of the best investments. You go on a plane, you fly around the friendly skies, you're in another time zone, different dimension, and you're learning more about how this world really operates. Most people don't have enough to travel. Some people don't want to travel, and they only stay stuck in their local city center, not realizing that's a trap. You need to get out as quick as you can, because the more you stay there, the more you will appear like the buildings and the concrete, hard, rough, and rugged. That's it. That's the reason why a lot of people they're young, but they look 50 years old. Because this will grind you up. It's a grinder. And this is the reason why when you take a trip to nature, it's like 10 years of your life just get knocked off. People say, Ralph, I'm like, what? Ralph, you look 17. Oh, deep divers, you're so kind, right? It's because I had to know how to protect my energy. I had to know how to realize not to always be in the crowd, because that's a big trap. You know, I could really do the celebrity thing. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm too smart for that. You see, because I've seen too many things. I'm too smart for that. I'm too smart to hold my nose high above other people's, because I already know how the universe will humble your ass in a second. So, like I say, you know, everything that's happening is a lesson. Everything that's happening right now on the planet is a lesson. And you have to pay attention to what's happening. You have to pay attention to what's happening. You have to really remind yourself that somebody has created all of this without your consent. But now you've given them your permission for them to continue. And that's why they're not to blame. You are. You can't blame people who designed this thing if you are perpetuating it. You can't blame people who created this matrix if you are living it. You got to break it. Break the spell. Break the cycle. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. Hit that like button, deep divers. Over 3,000 people in the building. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this video. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this video. Hit that super chat. I want to read your comments. Hit that super chat. I want to read your comments. Hit that super chat. I want to read your comments. Like I say, the collective is much a hive mind as anything else. And the hive mind can work twofold. It can help humanity, but it can also enslave humanity. And the biggest thing is to get out of that hive mind. You know, a lot of people are thinking exactly what I'm thinking, but they're afraid to talk, afraid to open their mouth. They don't want to be called crazy. But you see, I said, hey, I'll be called crazy, because guess what? That was the gateway for me living my best life. Right? So when you remind yourself, it's going to get a whole lot better when you're not doing what everyone else is doing. That's the golden ticket. You're like Charlie in the chocolate factory. You've got the golden ticket, Willy Wonka. Look, if you can remind yourself you want the golden ticket, you don't want what everyone else has. And to get that golden ticket, you got to go inside of yourself. You got to go within. You know, a lot of people right now, I'm here to remind you, deep divers, with this new world, it's amazing. With the internet, it's amazing because you can have a platform yourself. I'm just here to remind you, hey, you can have another Infinite Waters out there. You can have your own show. You can inspire people. And it can be huge. And when you see this opportunity, you won't take it for granted. And this is the time we're living in. This is the time we are living in. Let's not forget that, deep divers. Anything is possible in this day and age. Everything is possible in this day and age. Everything is possible in this day and age. I'm seeing people who have gone from 0 all the way to 100 in the space of 12 months. 0 all the way to 100. They've built their brand. They've built their foundation. And it's great to see. It's so, I love to see this. I love to see people working and then making it, because that's what I did. And when I see it, when I see people grind and then make it, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Because they've hacked the matrix. They've become the glitch in the matrix. It's not hard to do. All you have to do is find out what it is you're here to do and do that every day. That's all you've got to do. Find out what you're here to do and do that every day. Be consistent. Wake up early. Get focused. Work hard and work smart. Do the work. You will get the rewards. A lot of people, like I say, even when YouTube came around, I'm like, hey, I got a big mouth. Let me talk. Started to say peace. Can I get a hello there? Before I knew it, I was living my best life. I took the opportunity. And I could have stopped a long time ago. But I said, I'm still hungry. We ain't even had breakfast yet, deep divers. I said, I'm getting very hungry, deep divers. We ain't even had breakfast yet. We ain't even had breakfast yet. And this is the thing. I didn't fall asleep. And you don't want to fall asleep. You don't want to get carried away out here. Because I've got to stay on my game. I've got to stay on my toes. Keeping Divine Purpose TV, you are appreciated. So, the Queen's gone, huge energy shifts, and the coming winter surprise. Let me ask you, deep divers, what do you think the significance of the Queen is? That's a question from me to you. What do you think the Queen's role is? How do you think it's going to impact humanity? That's a question for you to put in the chat. Also, what energy shifts can you feel? And also, what do you feel the coming winter surprise will be? You can just message any of those ones. Because like I say, someone out there might have the answer that you're looking for. Much love to everyone who's here. Hit that like button, deep diver. Share the video. Malcolm C, you are appreciated. Hit that like button. Share the video. So someone's saying the end of the monarchy, dictatorship. Someone's saying the huge energy shift. Someone's saying freedom. You feel that? I do feel a lot of freedom right now. Winter is going to be horribly cold and stormy. I agree with you. You know, end of the illusion. That's powerful right there. Absolutely. The end of the illusion. The end of the illusion. Absolutely. And that's what's happening. The end of the illusion. I truly feel that that's what is really going to take precedent in the months to come, even more for a large group of people. You're going to see the end of the illusion. It's coming to an end. I told you. Babylon is falling. It doesn't have legs to stand on. The reason why is because the age of Aquarius is here. This is the reason why you're seeing a changing of the guards. Everything is coming to an end, only for a rebirth, a new beginning. This new beginning can go in either direction, to elevation or to destruction. The choice is yours. It always has been. But you have to say, wait a minute, I don't want to be caught up out here in the storm, because a lot of things are going to happen very quickly. And you don't want to be looking a little bit shaky, baby. You want to be well prepared, free, with your community, Infinite Waters, your other communities, helping each other. That's what it's always about. You know, I know that it's only a time to celebrate right now. I know that it's only a time to elevate right now. I know that what's coming is for really a lot of people to take the step to sit on the throne. That's what I see. Because a lot of people are way too unresponsive. And you see, nobody puts you on the throne. You got to put yourself there. Nobody's going to put you on the throne, give you a crown. You got to put yourself there, give yourself a crown. And say, I deserve better. I deserve better love, better food, better family, better work, better abundance. Everything has to be upgraded. You know, and that's the thing. One thing I also want to tell you, deep dive, is part of critical thinking. With the queen gone, huge energy shifts happening, and the coming winter surprise. Let's just talk about the queen. You got to remind yourself that you don't know the queen. I don't know the queen. I haven't met the queen. I haven't hung out with the queen. I haven't hung out with the queen. So another trap in the matrix is to think you actually know these people. You don't know these people. You don't know who they are. So remind yourself of this every single day. That you don't want to think that you just know these people because of what they've shown you. A lot of people have no idea who these people are. Jaquita, you are appreciated. Hit that super chat, deep divers. Share this video. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. The birth of a freedom and spirituality and prosperity. The beginning of the end of the matrix. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what's happening. And you can see it. And a lot of people already know what time it is. But like I said, to free yourself, don't think that you know people that the media shows you, unless you really do know them. Because there's a story about someone, then there's who they really are. And so many people think they know these celebrities. You have no idea who the hell they are. You should be focusing on yourself, people that you actually do know. You know who they are. You should be supporting people in your local community. Because those celebrities already got money. But what about the ones that don't, that you could help around you? Those are the ones that need the help. So we got to remind ourselves, like, a lot of people, they get it twisted, man. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. I hope your day is going good. So, oh my gosh, you had a dream about that? That's crazy. I had a dream last night that lions were released from a zoo and they only attack people with a low vibration. Oh my gosh. Okay. Shout out to everyone who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. Reading comments, deep divers. Sweet Southern Pecan, you are appreciated. Thank you, Ralph, for all you do. Sending love to you. Fellow light workers. Hey. You are so appreciated, Sweet Southern Pecan. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the wonderful deep divers who are here. It's a great show. Like I say, straighten your back, Ralph. I'm straightening my back, deep divers. Right, so one of the biggest things is that, like I said, always ask yourself, how are they helping me evolve? You see, if you have someone who's helping you evolve, that's amazing. If the queen is helping you evolve, fantastic. If the guy down the road is helping you evolve, amazing. But if they're not helping you evolve, they're a distraction. False idols. And a lot of people out there ain't done a thing for you, yet you herald, you praise them, you hold them high, but they're not helping you. They don't care about you. They weren't putting money in your pocket. They weren't lifting you up. They weren't helping you open your pineal gland. So it's like, I figured it out. I started to realize that it's all a big game. Energy, you are appreciated. Deep divers. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. If you made it here, I just want to say you are appreciated. You are the real heroes. You are the real heroes. You are the real heroes. You know, one thing which we've got to remind ourselves of is that it's not about one person. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us. And when you remind yourself, you see, I was always taught, make other people leaders. Real leaders make other people leaders. That's what I've done. A lot of people have watched my videos. I don't have to name names. Rebecca, John, Anthony, LaQuisha. A lot of people have watched my videos. And guess what? They've ran with the information. They got their own show, earning big salaries, doing good for themselves. I get those messages all the time. And you know what? I love to hear that. Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you level up. Here to help you get the bag. Here to help you manifest anything you want. And that's what it's always about, because there are people who are just like me, who have the same knowledge, different knowledge, but they are capable to uplift humanity. And that's what it's always about, because Gabby, Bernard, you are appreciated. Thank you so much. You know, one thing is that, like I said, first and foremost, there are deep divers who I do know. And I love all of you. You are truly appreciated. But there are people who I don't know. And I can't say, are they good or bad? I don't get tied up into the emotions of who they are because I don't know them. And you have to remind yourself when you are told to say, okay, what do you think about the Queen? You don't know the Queen. You don't even know who the hell she is, what she's doing. You've not met her. So you got to remind yourself of that a lot of the times, until you actually know someone, don't just form an opinion, good or bad. Get to know the person on a personal level for a long time, then you can decide. But don't just think you know someone because you've read about them, you've seen them a few times. You have no idea. But yeah, like I say, you got to listen to the start of the show. The greater question you should ask yourself is, how do people become so powerful? And why aren't I as powerful as them? That's the question you should really ask yourself. How come they own most of the world? How come they own most of the countries in the world? How did they become so powerful? This is what you have to do to dive deep. And I told you, it's because many people are fast asleep. And people who are connected will always be more powerful than a separated people. You only need a small family that's connected to be more powerful than a whole army that's disconnected. And that's what's happened. So we got to remind ourselves there's a lesson from everything. You got to be close knit. You got to have a royal family. You got to have your own royal family. You got to have your own royal palace. You got to have your own royal palace, deep divers. You got to have your own carriage and all of these things. You got to have your own crown jewels. And you have to have unity. You have to have people around you that are loyal to you. And that's not easy. But, the huge energy shifts which are happening, just remind yourself, don't get caught up in the wave, ride the wave. Be prepared for what's coming because it's coming. The coming winter surprise is on its way. It's going to be a cold winter. Get your stockings, your gloves, and your boots because it's going to be cold outside. And you want to make sure you go somewhere hot. You want to make sure you're not in fear. You want to make sure you're letting love guide you, not fear. Deep divers, so many wonderful deep divers. Let's raise the frequency a bit. Let's raise the frequency. Hit that like button, deep divers. Hit that super chat. Let's go.
Turn it up. Where it always feels good.
Oh yeah, just raising the frequency, deep dive of some synth wave. You know, I love that. I love the 80s vibe. You know that, deep divers. So many wonderful deep divers. And like I say, I had to share this message. Powerful, powerful. So remind yourself right now, a lot is going to happen, because once the queen is off the board, something is always going to happen. And you have to be able to be prepared. You have to protect your energy. You have to not live in fear. And you have to make sure you are in the love frequency. Let me shout out to everyone who's here. Reading every single comment, even got so many wonderful deep divers. How are you feeling today, deep divers? How is the energy today for you? Let me know. Let me know how the energy today is for you. Because I know a lot of people, you know, the energy has changed in a big way. Studio Hate, shout out to you. I learned how to embrace duality first, and now I learned the power of unity from your wisdom, Ralph. I appreciate you so much for your healing energy. Hey, you are appreciated. And like I say, I want to say thank you to the universe, because once again, I'm only here by the universe's grace. For this long, this strong, this consistent, it's not by my own making. It's only through the grace of the universe. Forces around me help me every single day. Spirit guides are with me. The cat down the road is with me. Deep divers, I've got it all out here. But I'm so grateful that I'm still here, and I'm just getting started, and I'm always going to be here. But I've been able to see this thing for a long time, from back in the day, and I'm still here. This is a big gift to see, to have such a long run and to still be passionate about what you're doing. This is the secret. Because you see, there were a lot of people who were waking up back in 2012, but then they just got lost in the source. A lot of people didn't even make it out, because once again, you have to protect your energy out here. And like I say, it's so good to see people who are still here after all these years. These are OGs in the game. I'm an OG in the game. And for me, I love to see it, because like I say, we've been here for a little while. I'm still here, and I'm whooping your ass.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Right? So, like I say, we are the OGs, deep divers. We are the OGs. But like I say, you know, this is a time to look forward. Great things are happening. Be mindful of the traps that are going to appear. Be mindful of the fear. Be mindful of all of that, and focus on love. Focus on raising the frequency. It's a great time to be alive, but remind yourself a lot is going to happen. And it is because the end is here for the Matrix. The end is here. And when the house is on fire, you don't try and go back inside. You have to be thinking of an escape route to say, wait a minute, let me get out. And this is how you really free yourself. Deep divers, so many wonderful deep divers who are here. I just want to say, I love all of you. You're truly appreciated. Powerful, powerful show. Like I say, everybody who's here, let me give you a love bomb. You are all appreciated. You are all amazing. The end is our beginning. Slow motion this side. The end is our beginning. Welcome the end. It is our beginning. I love all of you deep divers. You are truly appreciated. Hit that like button. Share the video. Much love to all of you. Have a wonderful day. And let me leave you with this song. One of my favorite songs by Chaos Steve. Listen to this. One Love.
The wait is over.
You are now in the mix.
We live in a society where people hate their jobs, media and wrong nutrition take away our faith in God. They changing our thoughts, how can you say this ain't a plot? And if we don't react, we can expect that our brains will rot. See, every one of us got a purpose, now go and find it. Actually, you don't have to look for it if you're open-minded. Everything's connected, but the way we live is so divided. I'm just trying to enlighten you, cause the human folk is blinded.
Thank you for
Thoughts are
listening.
responsible for how you perceive your life. Humans got different opinions, so do what you believe is right. Religions were invented to control and to make people fight. Why should I go to church? I just talk to God if I need advice. Fuck the separation, we're supposed to be a unity. Too many shady intentions, no one cares about you and me. I became suspicious, don't even eat the food I used to eat. Don't get manipulated and be careful what you choose to be. People always tell you what you can, but it's wrong. You should never really give a damn if you're strong. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. No matter what they say, hold on to your dream, cause anything is possible as long as you breathe. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Look, if you wanna achieve something, you don't need massive luck. If it's something you really want, then all you need to have is guts. Your subconscious mind and thoughts are shaping your reality, so own it yourself if you ain't satisfied with your salary. See, everything you do should be done with enthusiasm. Love is important too, and do never ever lose your passion. Enjoy the moment and stay away from things you can't control, and focus on the news if you really want to expand your soul. They only show us all the negative things that happen now. The problem we have is the false knowledge that's getting passed around. All these people who control the world are really selfish beasts, making us insecure and taking away our self-esteem. I'm the only person I know who questions his existence. Maybe it's my purpose to spread the truth with explicit wisdom. I will be glad if I could make this planet a better place. And if you got the same intention, then you shouldn't hesitate. People always tell you what you can, but it's wrong. You should never really give a damn if you're strong. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. No matter what they say, hold on to your dream, cause anything is possible as long as you breathe. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. Start to live in harmony and stop to live in doubt and fear. Find a reason to smile instead of drowning in 1,000 tears. Ask your heart for advice so you won't regret your chosen path. Everybody needs motivation, you can't be too old for that. Showing gratitude is necessary for your future goals. You need to learn from your losses, but you should never lose your hope. Satan was created by humans to make us feel afraid. They're trying to confuse us so we don't even know what's real and fake. Listen closely to your heart so no one can control your mind. Don't believe everything just cause you hear it from an older guy. Don't get me wrong, I don't say that everything you've been told's a lie, but there are a lot of people who wanna say your soul is mine. You gotta protect it, ensure that your heart is guiding you. If you follow your intuition, it's easy to find the truth. Don't let your ego hinder you from living your life in peace. You will never reach your full potential if your mind is weak. People always tell you what you can, but it's wrong. You should never really give a damn if you're strong. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. No matter what they say, hold on to your dream, cause anything is possible as long as you breathe. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. People always tell you what you can, but it's wrong. You should never really give a damn if you're strong. Listen to your heart. Listen to your heart.
Beautiful deep divers. Much love to everyone who's here. Listen to your heart. KO Steve, shout out to you. Sent me this song many years ago. One of my favorite songs right now. Much love to everyone who's been on this chat. I want to say I love all of you. You are appreciated. Like I say, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about all of us. We're all in this together. Free your mind. Let love guide you. And I'll be back on another live stream. And deep divers, much love to everyone. Give people their flowers right now. I love all of you. And I'll be back. Hit that like button. One love to everybody. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share this, get this in the algorithm. And one love to everyone. Let's go.